It's been over 30 years since I last rode a bike on a set of rollers. So I'm a bit confused as to why I've been out and bought myself a set of Tacx T1000 Antares rollers. Nevertheless, I have, so I'm going to get them built up and go and give them a squiz with the bikes. In all seriousness though, I do think that the reason I've gone for these is a couple-fold. One is that I live in England, so invariably the weather isn't the best, and therefore it's useful to be able to ride reliably indoors. The other one is that, yes, I've got a turbo trainer. I've got a Tacx Satori turbo trainer. The issue is that it's my second one and it's broken again. So clearly I don't get on too well with turbo trainers. And the other thing is that all of my road bikes are carbon framed, and I have heard a few people saying that it's not a great idea to whiz a carbon framed bike into a turbo trainer because of the tension that you put the rear triangle in. So I thought I'd give these rollers a go. Appreciate they might be a bit trickier, but on the other hand, there are quite a few benefits. I believe they're really good for core stability. Obviously, they're a bit more transportable. You can just bung a bike on them and give them a go. So it's all good stuff. So let's get this box opened, have a look, see what's in here, see how difficult or easy it's going to be to make them up. We'll get them made up, and then we'll bung on some cycling gear and jump on the rollers to see how each of the bikes, the Canyon Aeroad, the Boardman and the Le Mans Chambry, get on with these rollers, these Tacx Antares T1000 rollers. So let's have a look at this box. Clearly I could have done with a little bit of preparation before this. Well, that's a good start. Appears we've got 3 rollers in there. I'm going to get these built. Okay, so this looks pretty simple so far. We merely mount the rollers into the frame and put the Allen bolt screws in, making sure to put the drive belt over the middle and the front rollers, so the middle and the front rollers. I think it's just a question of tightening these bolts up. Now, I did notice that someone had said that these bolts do loosen off after a few uses, so I'm just going to give them a good tight. I guess what I might do in the future is put some Loctite on them if that is the case, but let's just see if they'll hold with a good old-fashioned bit of elbow grease. In position. And add some tension. Okay, so that's the basics. That's a couple of minutes worth of work. Pretty good. Okay, so having not ridden on a set of rollers for 30 years, here goes nothing. Let's give it a go. See how I can get on. I mean, very easy to construct. I was quite impressed with that. They do feel quite lightweight, however, I must say. So I'm not sure. Right, I'm going to start. Feels quite worrying. I used to remember doing this as a kid. No problems. And we're off. Okay, here we go. I see what people are saying about not being able to watch TV, send text messages, go on the phone, etc. Does seem to take a bit of concentration. Having said that, it is just my first time for 30 years or so. Oh, right, let's try the Grand Canyon. Oh, I think I need to set a fan up for sure. Woo! Out of breath already. I guess that's a good sign rather than a bad sign. But, either way, out of breath. Like this again. Oh yeah. Not a good idea to brake like I just did, but hey ho, you've got to live and learn. Let's get the wheel speed up again. And there you go, once it's at speed, it's quite easy to just maintain it really. It's the initial startup, it's the testing bit. Definitely will need a fan. But yeah, this canyon is good. Feels, yeah, a little bit easier actually than the Boardman. Well, I guess I'm going to say that I'm biased. This is, after all, my Grand Canyon. Yeah, it does feel pretty easy. I do genuinely see what people are saying about the challenges, the differences between the turbo in this. It takes a lot more concentration. In the drops. Already just starting to drip sweat now. Haven't been on that for too long either. Just shows you how hot you get, how quickly, without any airflow. Whoa. Whoa. Not as planned. Last, but of course not least, let's try the Chambéry. So my little excursion is not out. Okay, let's back in. Let's give it a go. Chambéry. So there we have it. Whew. So there we have it. My first go on rollers for over 30 years, and yeah, it's early days. However, managed to get up on all three bikes, on the Canyon, the Boardman and the Le Mans, and give it a little go. Need to get a fan set up if I'm going to be doing it indoors because it's properly hot. But yeah, pretty good. So Tacx Antares T1000 rollers, bought at a bargain price. Pretty impressed so far. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I've been Steve Baxter. You've been great. Do slam me a like, a thumbs up if you think this was any good. Slam me a thumbs down, a dislike if you didn't. And remember to subscribe and hit the bell button. See you again soon. Goodbye.